You think you know the internet? Social media, search engines, cat videos? The usual suspects. But the web you see is just the surface. Underneath are digital rabbit holes most people never find, filled with mysteries that make your weirdest Google search look innocent. Today, we're exploring 6 real internet cases that somehow stayed hidden while everyone was busy arguing about viral memes. These aren't urban legends, they're digital scars that prove the internet has some very dark corners. Once you see these, you'll never scroll the same way again. Case 1. Lake City Quiet Pills. In 2009, a Reddit user called Religion of Peace ran what looked like the internet's most boring side project, an image hosting site called Lake City Quiet Pills. It appeared to be a digital relic from 2003, complete with terrible web design and all the charm of a forgotten bookmark folder. The only remotely interesting thing about it was the banner's cheerful message, dispensing Lake City Quiet Pills to lousy bastards in need of permanent rest. Most people probably assumed it was either a pharmaceutical joke or someone with a seriously dark sense of humor about sleep aids. While normal users ignored this digital fossil, someone with too much curiosity decided to check the HTML code. Hidden there, invisible unless you were specifically hunting for secrets, were job postings that definitely weren't for web developers. They were recruiting field agents, discrete transportation specialists, and experienced personnel for overseas assignments with astronomical pay and non-negotiable deadlines. It read less like a career board and more like a very organized approach to making people permanently unavailable. In July 2009, Religion of Peace posted a tribute to someone named Milo, ending with, "His last job was a success." 2 weeks later, Hamas commander Mahmoud al-Mabouh was assassinated in Dubai by coordinated operatives using fake passports. No direct evidence linked the site to this very real, very professional killing, but afterward, the mysterious job posting stopped. The site eventually went offline, leaving only digital breadcrumbs for internet detectives. We picture contract killers in shadowy alleys with briefcases. But what if the most dangerous people are hiding in the source code of websites we visit without thinking? Sometimes the scariest marketplace isn't a dark alley, it's buried in HTML that looks like it was designed by someone's well-meaning but clueless uncle. Case 2. The Max Headroom broadcast hijacking. November 22, 1987, Chicago. People watching the evening news suddenly got an uninvited guest, a figure in a rubbery Max Headroom mask swaying in what looked like someone's dystopian basement. The masked intruder had hijacked the airwaves with the technical skill of a college prank, except this felt more like I know where you live than haha got you. For 90 seconds, Chicago witnessed the most bizarre television ever broadcast. The figure rambled through static-laced nonsense, half words, moans, and strange humming like a broken robot having an existential crisis. Then his voice sharpened into mocking jabs at local TV networks with cryptic references that made sense to someone, somewhere. Behind him, corrugated metal wobbled like a sad high school play backdrop, making the whole thing more unsettling. The hijacker returned later during Doctor Who, because apparently even time-traveling aliens aren't safe. This time he bent over, shrieking while an accomplice smacked him with a fly swatter like the world's weirdest comedy duo. Then, mid-crone, it cut to static. The FCC launched a massive investigation and found nothing. No suspects, no motive, just 2 minutes of chaos preserved in grainy VHS. But someone went to enormous technical trouble to broadcast this specific weirdness. It was a message, and whoever it was might have understood every bizarre second. Case 3. A858. In 2011, a Reddit account with the charming name A858DE45F56D9BC started posting daily walls of what looked like someone had sneezed on a keyboard, long strings of numbers and letters with zero explanation. Most people scrolled past, thinking it was either spam or the digital equivalent of abstract art, but a few curious users decided this was their personal cryptography challenge. Some sequences decoded into astronomical coordinates, others matched obscure scientific constants, and a few revealed fragments of religious texts in Latin and Sanskrit. It was like finding a treasure map written by someone with multiple PhDs and a serious obsession with ancient languages. The posts kept coming, thousands of them, each more cryptic than the last. Then one day, 858 vanished. Every post deleted, subreddit locked, like someone had walked into a room full of secret notes and torched the whole thing. Years later, the account briefly returned, dropped a few new code strings, then disappeared again like a digital ghost with commitment issues. Some think it's an art project by someone with too much time and a love of puzzles. Others believe it's a covert communication channel hiding in plain sight. If you needed to pass secrets to someone across the world without ever meeting, this would be the perfect way. Just another weird corner of Reddit that most people ignore. Case 4. Elisa Lam's Tumblr queue. Elisa Lam's 2013 death at the Cecil Hotel spawned countless theories about elevator footage and rooftop water tanks. But buried in all that analysis was a quieter mystery. Her Tumblr account kept posting for months after she died, like a digital seance nobody had requested. At first, the posthumous posts seemed normal. Sketches, quotes, poetry, the usual Tumblr aesthetic. But gradually they shifted into something more fragmented and abstract, like a diary slowly dissolving into code. It was the kind of content evolution that would make you wonder if someone else had taken over the keyboard. One post was particularly unsettling. A grainy black and white photo of a hallway with the caption, "The door was open." Nobody could determine if this had been scheduled before her death or if someone else was accessing her account, turning her digital afterlife into their personal message board. Tumblr's queue system can keep posts rolling for months after you're gone, but that doesn't explain the shift in style or the eerie timing of certain entries. We think of our social media as ours, but when we're gone, our profiles can keep speaking, and we might not like what they're saying on our behalf. Case 5. Haunted Room 3327, Hotel del Coronado. In 2015, a YouTube channel started uploading videos with all the production value of a broken security camera. Each Room 3327 video showed the same empty room lit by a single flickering bulb, basically the aesthetic equivalent of a haunted house's waiting room. Sometimes, a figure in a plague doctor mask would appear in the corner, standing motionless like the world's most unsettling game of statue. The audio was mostly static, but underneath lurked faint Morse code that probably made viewers feel very clever for noticing it. When decoded, the Morse revealed GPS coordinates and the message, "We have your friend," the kind of thing that makes you immediately regret your curiosity. Some viewers claimed they received blank emails after commenting, with only the subject line 3327, which is either very committed performance art or very concerning stalking. The channel vanished within weeks. At the GPS coordinates, investigators found only an abandoned warehouse's decaying shell, because apparently even mysterious YouTube channels prefer their meeting spots to have that authentic, condemned building vibe. It's unsettling enough to watch disturbing content online. It's a whole different level of creepy when that content starts watching you back and sending you personalized follow-up messages. Case 6. The Markovian Parallax Denigrate. In 1996, users on Usenet, the internet's awkward teenage years, started noticing bizarre posts all sharing the same cryptic title, Markovian Parallax Denigrate. It sounded like either a failed physics experiment or someone's pretentious band name, but the content was pure digital word salad. Each post was a chaotic jumble of seemingly random words, like someone had fed a dictionary into a blender. But certain terms kept surfacing: city names, first names, odd phrases like secret signal and cloud dance. The posts came from multiple IP addresses scattered across different countries, suggesting either a very dedicated individual with serious travel expenses or something more coordinated. Every attempt to trace the posts led to digital dead ends, inactive servers, non-existent addresses, the kind of paper trail that evaporates the moment you try to follow it. It was like trying to catch smoke with a butterfly net. The phenomenon disappeared as suddenly as it had arrived, leaving behind only confused forum moderators and a lot of unanswered questions. Some think it was a government experiment in coded messaging, others suspect a lone obsessive using the early web to whisper secrets to someone across the globe. The scariest things online aren't always the ones that directly threaten you. Sometimes it's stumbling across something you were never meant to see, like accidentally overhearing half of a conversation that makes no sense but feels deeply important to someone else. The internet promised to connect us, but it also created some very dark rooms that most people never find and shouldn't. Behind every anonymous username is a real person with real intentions, and sometimes those intentions include watching who's paying attention. You might think you'd notice if you stumbled into these digital rabbit holes, but they're designed to look ordinary. So next time you're mindlessly clicking at 2 a.m., remember, Somewhere in the digital wilderness are doors marked "Do Not Enter," and some might already be standing wide open behind you.